Alright, 3rd Street. Or is it 3rd Street Blues? No, it's 3rd Street now, right? It's just 3rd Street. That's good. Just lay claim to the entire street. You own 3rd Street is basically what you're saying with that. How do you tell people how to get here? You're just like, we're on 3rd Street. Okay, like 3rd and what? 3rd and what? It's 3rd and Street. Like, what? Oh, is that a big building, like, right on Sierra? No, that's the El Dorado. We're right next to that. Your bar's a parking garage? No, we're right next to that. A park and pay? No, listen, we'll just pick you up and then we'll head on down to 3rd Street. And it got me thinking, I'm gonna open up my own bar. It's gonna be called the McCarran Loop. I don't know quite where it's going to be yet, but you'll find it. McCarran, it's a small street. Just drive until you find the McCarran Loop. Every bar now, they have their own, theme. Bullies, it's for sports. Great Basin, they make their own beers. West 2nd, date rape, murder, shootings. Wednesday night's karaoke night. If anyone's interested, you can go dance and sing the night away. No, but there's this one theme of bar that I just don't understand, and that's the local bar. Every city has their own local bar. I was in San Francisco, and I walked in, and the bouncer stopped me. He's like, "Well, I'm sorry, we can't allow you in here. You're wearing that faggy A's beanie." And I mean, it was my fault. I left all my non-faggy clothes back at the hotel. And so now when I open my bar, the McCarran Loop, it's going to be a local bar, but it's going to be for only locals from Billings, Montana. So don't come into the McCarran Loop talking about the wolf pack unless they were actually wolves from Billings, Montana. I probably have to hire some bartenders. I don't know how some of these people do it. It's just constant nagging, just ordering, like, "Hey Tim, can I get a beer?" No, "Hey Tim, can I get a beer?"
Yeah, sure.
See, it's that simple. You just yell at it and then they dance. It's a very customer-oriented thing. That's Sky Vodka. That's not a beer.
I'm working on it.
The whole audience is waiting until I get a beer. Everybody, give it up for Tim. He's easily one of the top 2 bartenders in this room. He's great. And the thing about bartenders is really, it has to be such an easy job. And especially if you're a hot bartender, you're a hot female bartender. Guys, they just come up to you. Hold on a second, get my beer. So if you're a hot girl bartender, like, guys just come up to you and you can tell them anything you want. You just be like, "Oh, would you like a drink?" "Uh-huh." "Top shelf?" "Uh-huh." "Would you mind if it's a double?" "Uh-uh." Hot bartenders, you have so much power. Imagine it, you go to the polls and inside the curtain is a hot bartender. They're just pumping ideas into you. "Would you like lower taxes?" "Uh-huh." "Do you care about the poor?" "Uh-uh." "Well, why don't you just go ahead and vote for here, 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 and here." And the thing is, they'll probably tip you for your legal voting advice. And what I'm getting at here, hot bartenders, is that if Sharon Angle gets elected, it's your fault. And I don't know, like, guy bartenders, it is a little bit different because most of you guys are pricks. Like, most of you guys should be working at the DMV. Because many times I'm standing at the bar and I'm like, "Hey, over here." I don't always have a microphone with me when I'm at a bar and just talk to him one-on-one. I'm trying to get his attention, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Well, I want a beer." He's like, "No, that's the line over there. You have to get behind that line at the end of the bar." Bartenders in the DMV. Hey! This new movie's coming out, the new Facebook movie. Is anyone gonna go see it? It's called The Social Network. Their tagline is, "You don't make 500 million friends without making a few enemies." And I think it's ironic that most likely 500 million people are going to pay to go watch a movie about 500 million fake people talk about what they're doing. It seems like the most boring movie ever. And then I realized David Fincher is directing. He's the same guy who did Fight Club. So it's like, all right, I went and saw a sneak peek, and Fincher, he's not so subtle with his references anymore. He likes to, put in little plugs from movies past. So the main character, he logs on, and Facebook says, "Welcome back, Mr. Durden." Marla Singer, she posts on her wall, "Man, I've been fucked like that since grade school." And it gets a little annoying because it gets way repetitive. The first rule of Facebook is, you don't talk about Facebook too much. But let's talk about Facebook stalking for a second. Because I don't think it's being used often enough. I think if you're gonna go on a date with someone, you should get all the information you can. Guys, it's out there. It's free. So imagine you're taking this girl to the Olive Garden, or Jack in the Box if you're poor like me. Yeah, Olive Garden is a classy restaurant in this joke, by the way, guys. So you're at Jack in the Box, and you're there with Sally, and you have your dossier, and you're like, well, you're in some shitty bands, but you're a girl, so that's to be expected. You take those weird MySpace angles of yourself, so it tells me you think you're fat, and so you have some self-esteem issues there. Your ex-boyfriend is in way too many of your pictures. You have a 12 UPD updates per day, so that needs to come down a little bit. But you are pretty attractive, and it seems like you have a good sense of humor, as evidenced by those hilariously large sunglasses that you wear. So, what I'm saying is, why don't we date for about 3 to 4 months until you inevitably cheat on me with the aforementioned ex-boyfriend? Can I interest you in a jumbo jet? Sexting. Hey, everybody here knows what sexting is. It's where you flirt with girls via text message. And I realize that's very our generational thing. Like, we just didn't have it 15 years ago. And it got me thinking the other forms, of that our parents and grandparents would have. Like, our parents, they had phone sex at best? That's not really that interesting. But it's that reason why when I go home, I'm so afraid to pick up the phone and hear, "Ooh, who's my dirty whore?" Listen, that is my mother you were talking about, all right? You cannot be, and Jill, sorry, I didn't realize you were in for the week. You naughty girl, you keep on doing that. And like our grandparents, they had sex telegramming, I guess? And how would that even work though? It's, "What are you wearing?" "Stop." "Where do you want to touch me?" "Stop." "Take off your clothes." "Stop." This shit is confusing as hell. And it takes like 50 days to go across country. I don't know how you keep a stream of conversation going. Or the same idea, maybe sex Morse code. It would be long, short, 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 long, long, short, short, long, long. Long, short, short, long, short, short, short. I'm sorry, I didn't get that last part. Yeah, dude, you gotta give me 15 minutes. Hold on a second. Or like the great-grandparents of Kyle George, they had sex smoke signals. Just. Anyone can see that. Like, any camp can be like, "You want me to do what?" You can't really get your target demographic with smoke signals. I didn't really think that through very well. Everyone these days, they're always trying to get fit, trying like the new fad, like P90X or Pilates. I just joined a new gym. It's a celery bar. right? Celery has 0 calories. Just eat as much as you want, and you lose weight. The formula is bulletproof. And it's genius because you don't need the capital of a normal gym, like weights, treadmills, all those other nonsensical means to work out. You just need a bar and celery. Like you can have it in your basement, like invite people over to eat celery and lose weight. And like you have the same exact people in a normal gym. Like that awkward guy, he's new, kind of just walks around. Should I sit down? Should I eat some celery? I'll go to the bathroom again, hold on a second. An hour later, he just leaves and he's like, I feel pretty good about myself. I was at the gym for like an hour. And then you have to watch out for that guy trying to sneak in peanut butter. It's like, can you not see the sign, no protein allowed? People are snorting ants off a hill. There's really only so many places you can go with celery jokes these days. Who here likes music? Yeah, seriously, it's such a stupid question. Who likes music? Like, in today's day and age, it's so accessible. You can upload, download, stream, pretty much do whatever you want with it. And that's why I think we don't see greatest hits albums anymore. Here's a bunch of songs you already own. We've just rearranged them for you. That's a playlist. You're not gonna get me to pay $20 for a playlist. Like, even if it was my favorite artist, even if it was like Lil Wayne's playlist. You guys know Lil Wayne? Get him easy, hit him where you kill him easy, set him in the river, leave him, I'll find out tomorrow, even thinking I'm probably drinking that syrup, thinking I won't slip, even though I'm leaning like a broke hip. Right? It's like, it's so easy to relate to. Killing people in a river and drinking syrup. I don't even know what syrup is.